Hello and welcome to day 81 in this quest for a 2000 rapid rating on chess.com. So let's begin here. As the computer finds us an opponent, alright, we're playing a 1728 player. They start with e4, so we'll play e5. Alright, and so interesting move here. I'll just go ahead and capture that. Oh, they're getting really crazy here. Should we accept? Why not? All right, so now what do we want to play next here? How about that move? And we'll just see what they do after that. All right. All right. And I have to be careful because this could get tricky here. And let's see how they respond. All right. Well, looks like I have to guard with this. So the Danish Gambit, can be some tricky stuff, so have to watch out here. Okay, so probably need to jump this knight out here. All right. Let's develop that. And now at least we can go after the queen and bishop here. Try and pick one of those off. All right, so an interesting maneuver there. Uh-oh, this could cause a problem. All right. Well, we can attack with, or bring this knight up and protect here. Should we attack with our knight? Attack with our knight. Let's see. I think we have to play that. At least we attack the bishop there. At least we are attacking the bishop. All right, so I don't know. This is kind of a crazy game. That's this is one of the reasons I'm thinking about in the future switching to the Caro-Kann. So you can avoid a lot of these crazy openings in the E4, E5 openings, and it kind of limits. There's less responses that you have to learn, or less openings you have to learn, basically. If you play C6, the Caro-Kann, after they play E4. All right, well, now I should just pick that off. All right, that seems to be the best move, is to just pick that off. Problem is he's going to open up the king side on me. So do we have anything better? We probably have to capture there. That's going to pull this pawn down to here. All right, well, we probably have to do that. And then, let's see, then we just attack here. So, let's see. Do we attack the bishop or do we attack this knight? Well, probably the bishop because this pawn is under attack. So let's go after that. Drive that back. All right, well, we have to watch out because he's ready to castle and the position could open up here. you know, with our king and queen lined up like that, that could be an issue. All right, well, at least this is an interesting game with, I don't know, an attack on my king side right away here. Okay, so he's going to attack me. All right. Well, I probably have to capture there. Have to capture there. And then, do I take this? Or do I line up that way? No, man. All right, so I have to be careful here. Okay. Should I just capture right here? All right, what next? Oh, okay. We'll do that. And then maybe I have a saving maneuver here. If I can check him and take his queen. But I don't know. He may see that. Okay. Well. All right. Here I should just, attack his queen? Attack his queen, probably. Yeah, maybe that works. Just attacking his queen. Attack his queen. All right, what is the material at? I'm ahead by 1. I may have to give this pawn back. I should take a second here and look for any tactics that may help me. All right, the problem is I'm going to be stuck out here in the open. Now, if I move here, He captures. Probably have to capture with this pawn. All right. I don't want to check him. He'll just block with his bishop here. I don't know, I'm thinking I have to attack with this bishop. You know, go after his queen. Is there anything better? Or do I just ignore all that and just attack his knight? Maybe I just do that. Maybe I just attack his knight here. Drive his knight back. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I should just attack his knight. What does that knight do? It retreats back, attacking this. Then I can just protect. All right, we'll just do that. All right, this is a tricky one. So if he retreats back with his knight, he'll be piling up on this. I can just push my pawn forward. You know, that's probably the best thing to do. Then okay, so now he's attacking this, so I should just go here. Oh, but then he can threaten to jump in there. You know, he can threaten to jump to h4 and then the fork. All right. If I go there to f6 to protect the pawn, what if he jumps here and threatens this fork? Then what? I have to cover that? Or do I just attack his queen? If he forks me, he can get a check in though. That could be a problem. Okay, so I have to be careful here. So if I play f6, he could try and jump over here to h4, threatening this fork. If I move here to cover that, or do I just move All right, well, I'm burning up too much time, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. All right. So, if he checks me, okay, so he does. He checks me there. What should I do? Just run my king over to here, I guess. But then he could castle and his rook would be lined up on my king there. So should I attack his queen with my queen? The other option is attacking with this bishop. If he picks this off, I check. He captures, I check again. We trade off. He has a pawn majority over here. So let's just do that. All right, now I can check like that. So that works out for me. And I have to watch the time. I'm starting to get low on time here. All right. Which way should we go here? We'll attack that with check. All right. Now, I can go ahead and castle. All right. I could try and keep him from being able to castle. All right, I need to watch out here. Okay, so what can we do to keep him from castling? We could just jump up to here. All right, I'm going to say we'll just castle there. So we'll do that. See what he does. If he castles, we can check and then pick off this pawn over here. Now he could check us with his queen on c4, then we'll block with our queen. If he captures, it would bring our bishop up. All right. Well, what is best here? Well, now he can bring this over and attack us. So we need to do something here in a hurry. This bishop is causing issues. So I don't know, we're running out of options. All right, we'll just go ahead and do that. Then we'll try and get our bishop up here. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that. At least that will get rid of his knight. So we're just trading down more material. Then we need to get our rooks involved. So at least we get rid of that knight. Okay, well, let's pick that off. Now the threat is, well, okay, I think we're good. Okay. All right. Do we attack? All right. We'll go there. See what he decides to do. All right, let's see what his play is here. Now we're threatening to check and get rid of his queen here, but it will double our pawns up. And we just have to watch out we don't run out of time. Man, I'm just so low on time here. All right, so what will he do? Okay, do we pick that off? Yeah, we might as well just avoid any crazy complications. Do we go there? Or do we go, okay, come on now. We'll go, all right, we're going there. The problem is that gave him a, if I had more time, I would not have traded queens. I would have picked off that pawn, which maybe is what I should have done. Probably should have gone up there. But then he could have, no, he could have just covered that. At least here I'll be able to double up my rooks on this open file. And the problem is this outside passed pawn could be an issue over here. Well, that just helped me, because now I can pick off this pawn and protect mine. All right, so at least now I'm a pawn ahead, and we have his king kind of trapped off to the side, and then I can bring my king up here. Probably need to get this pawn moved up here. All right, well, if I don't run out of time, I should be able to hang in here, at least get a draw against the higher opponent, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, all right, so he just moved. What do we want to do now? All right. Well, if I go there, and go after that, go here, see what they do. So he's probably just going to try and run me out of time. All right. Well, do I go after that? Okay, if I go here, he captures me. I go here. He'll be able to go after that. So do we go for the draw? Because I'm just running out of time here. So I think I'm going to go for the draw. Yeah. All right. I probably could have gone for a win there, but with 30 seconds on the clock, I didn't want to start running out of time. I don't know. Let's take a look at, we'll do a game review. See what I could have done better there. If I had more time, I shouldn't have traded queens. So they played at 84. I played at 85.2. It looks like I had a lead, for most of the game there. And yeah, so I probably had enough to try and go for a win, but I don't know, with such a low amount of time. Let's see here. They had one great move, I had two. They had 6 inaccuracies and I had 6 inaccuracies, but they had 3 mistakes and I had 1. So it says you drew but could have played on for a win. Let's review how. All right, so this crazy Why are they're saying Berlin defense, but this is the, well, it started out with a center game, and then the Danish gambit where, you're able to capture these pawns. Okay, so it says this was the best. Well, taking some extra thinking time paid off. You found the only good move. This removes an attacker that was threatening to capture one of your pieces. All right, so they capture. I don't know, it's pretty tense. That player put a lot of pressure on. Yeah, this wasn't the best move. I should have picked off that pawn over there. Yeah, that definitely would have been a better move, to just go up here, pick off this pawn. Then I would have to watch out, though, because if the rook moves over and he threatens a mate and one over here, but it looks like I would be able to slide back and protect with my queen. All right, so yeah, best would have been to capture. Oh no. Okay, I briefly looked at this in the game thinking I could do this move. All right, so they wanted me to go this way because then I can get a rook on the 7th rank up here. So rook at d to b8. This would have been better, attacking the queen. Where does the queen go? They have two options. Either go here, and try and get a passed pawn, or move over here, and then I would be able to jump up, capture, and get my rook on the 7th rank. All right, so yeah, that would have been best. Okay, so it liked this move because I get this pawn. Now I'm guarding my pawn. So they check, which, they had something better, it looked like. We'll look at this in the analysis. All right, so a draw. It looks like I played at a 1950 level. They played at 1900. It says you had a pretty competitive game there. The opening was balanced. Both of you navigated the middle game well, and you both played a nice end game. So 89% opening accuracy for my opponent. I had 91.4. They had 83.7 in the middle game, and I had 82.4. So, yeah, they were outplaying me a little bit in that middle game. They just got a pretty good attack going there. 82.1 in the end game versus 85.5. All right, let's look at the analysis from the beginning here. So e4, e5, and then I was surprised by this move. You don't see this as often, but the game can get kind of crazy. So here I just capture, which is the best move. If the queen captures, of course, then you can just develop your knight and chase the queen away. So it looks like knight to f3. The computer says that that is probably the best move. But they play this one of the second best moves, c3. And here the best thing to do is just to go ahead and capture. So now capturing with the knight is the best move for white, but they play this, the Danish gambit. So if we go back, all right, so the Danish gambit, the computer wanted this capture here. Now, it looks like the best move is to continue on and capture again, but then it's starting to get really crazy with both bishops. See, if I capture his b pawn, the bishop will capture, and then I'll have both bishops lined up here, and the queen is getting ready to jump up here. So I don't know, it's pretty dangerous, and I didn't want to go into that much of a crazy opening, but it looks like I should have. I should have just captured that other pawn here. So, I mean, I guess we could take a look at this. So the best thing is to capture. Okay, and then their best move is to recapture. So then they have both these bishops aimed over here. And then bishop to b4 check. Looks like that is the best move. To check here, try and, I don't know, knock out some of these pieces maybe. Well, now it's saying that's an inaccuracy. That it would have been better to just develop the knight, but it looks like that knight could be chased away. So, knight to f6. Okay, if it wants that, they could play e5, and then it looks like, d5 counterattacking would be better. Yeah, see, this is how it would just get really crazy. So it looks like just knight to c3 is the best move, just to develop another piece. But if e5 is played, then what do you do? I guess, I don't know, that's the one I would want to take a look at. So e5, what would I probably do here? Maybe I would think about bishop to b4 check. And then if they block with the bishop, we capture. They capture with their knight. And then d5. But it says d5 immediately is the best move. Well, now it wants bishop to b4. Okay, so we'll take that back. Delete that move. Bishop to b4. And now it's saying d5. Come on, computer, make up your mind. Bishop to c3. It looks like they should block with their bishop. Then we would capture. Then the knight captures. So they have these two pieces developed. And we're still under attack. So then we would play d5. But now the knight can jump in there. It looks like it would be better to do that. Then we capture. Then queen to a4 check. Queen to a4 check. Knight. Well, now it doesn't like that. It wants us to just go ahead and capture here. Anyway, if they do that, we should block. Now they would capture here. And it looks like they wanted us to block with the queen. So that, then rook to g8, of course, so we don't get captured. Rook to d1, attacking our queen. Bishop to d7. And knight to d5. Because you're threatening to fork over here. Well, right now the queen is covering that, so it looks like you're okay for now. So we should capture that. Queen takes c4. But I don't know, you just see how it's kind of a crazy game. We're stuck in the opening. What's the count here? Right now we're up by 1 pawn. But I don't know, what do we do with our king? I guess we could head over here to the king side. They're showing bishop to e6. Yeah, that looks dangerous. But, if you check, if the knight checks our king, the queen can capture there. So, looks like queen to c3, attacking here. King over to f8. Knight to f4, attacking. And then queen up to e7 because the rook is attacking us. Oh, a better move would have been, let's go back. Better move would have been that, attacking our rook. Oh man, and then we should do this. Capture, king captures, capture towards the center. We're attacking this pawn. Knight to e2, and then rook to a4 is best. Huh. Why wouldn't you go after the pawn? Maybe, well, you have to watch out for checks, possibly. Rook takes a2. They're saying that's even. Anyway, you get the idea. I went way into that line, so let's look at what actually happened in the game. But the Danish Gambit, I did a little video on that months ago. It's pretty tricky, and gambits can be very dangerous. They can unbalance the position. We saw in this game how things got kind of crazy. So d6. I thought, well, I need to get this bishop out and fight for this, contest the bishop on c4 or fight against it. So c takes b2 is what they wanted. What else would have been good here? Knight up to f6, knight to c6. So we play that. It's still good, but that kind of diminished our advantage. So knight up to c3, or knight takes c3, which is excellent, but it wanted queen to b3. So we develop here, but it liked this move instead. And the queen lines up. So we have the battery threatening our f-pawn. So queen to e7 or d7. Both say the game is about equal. Now it's saying white is in the lead here. That queen to d7 would have been a little bit better, which would, I guess, well, I don't know. It's just a lot of tricky stuff here. So now the knight to f3, the best move. Now it looks like knight at b to d7 would be best. And what did we play? We played knight up to c6 here. So that was an inaccuracy. So the first inaccurate move in the game. It actually wants c6, which, oh man, yeah, that I didn't think about that move, but that would be good to keep the knight out of here, out of the position. Then just castling. So instead, we try to develop a piece here when we should have been thinking about defense, playing c6 to defend and keep this knight out of here. So now we have the knight jumping forward, and that is a mistake. So we have a mistake here. Knight to e5 has to be played, and that's what I played, so I did find the right response. But what should they have played? They should have just castled there. Castled, bishop to g5, maybe pinning this knight. Yeah, bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen. That could cause some problems. Excuse me. All right. Okay, so let's continue on here. I played knight to c6. They jump forward trying to pile on the pressure here on f7, but that's a mistake. They should have castled. So, if they castled and then lined their rook up on my queen and my king here, and bring their bishop down here and pin the knight, ooh, I don't know. I could have had some problems there. So, let's see. Well, we could take a quick look at that. So if they were to castle, then it recommends now moving the queen over to d7. No, that dropped to second. So h6, just keeping the pieces out of here. So h6, but white would be in the lead here. After bishop to d2, here it wants queen to d7. So sometimes the computer can't make up its mind. All right, so we have that move, which is best. And finally, queen to d7, which I guess would prevent this move. Well, not prevent it, but white has this knight to d5 move, forking the queen and the knight. So, you probably would have to capture with your knight. If you moved your queen, well then, the knight could capture and break your pawns apart. So, back to what happened in the game. Knight to g5, trying to pile the pressure on this f7 pawn. So now we jump forward. So this is the best move. Black takes the lead after this. We're forking the bishop and, well, not forking. We're attacking the bishop and we're covering f7 at the same time. So now my opponent plays another mistake. He's trying to attack because he's behind in material here. And so he goes after my queen. What should he have done? Bishop to e2. So the best move would have been to just drop back the bishop here, keeping an eye on this square so the knight can't jump up and fork the king and the bishop. So after that, we just play h6 and drive the knight back. And then we could possibly attack the queen here. Well, then they could pick this pawn off, so we have to be careful. Maybe we play c6 first, keeping the knight out of our side of the board. All right, so knight to d5 was played, the mistake move here. So they made one mistake and then another one right after it, trying to bring these knights up. So we see that they're playing with these two knights and they need to get all their pieces involved. If they castled, bring the rooks in, get this bishop in, then I could have had some difficulties there. So after knight to d5, looks like I capture, which is the best move. So we go ahead and capture. Their best response, it looks like, is to capture with the bishop, and they did. So I was wondering if they would capture with the pawn and kind of open up this e-file and then get ready to castle and try and cause problems that way. But they don't even look at that move. I guess if they capture with the pawn, well, then I can go ahead and just capture their bishop. So that's why they had to capture with their bishop here, because my knight was attacking their bishop. So here c6 is best, which we did find that. Now f4 is the best move, and they found that. So f4, attacking our knight. And what should we do here? It looks like taking the bishop is the best response here. So taking the bishop. What are our other options? h6, attacking the knight. But knocking this bishop out, getting rid of the bishop pair, and stopping this battery that's lined up here. So now f takes e5 is best, recapturing a piece. And here, looks like d takes e5 was the best move. So d capturing on e5. So we did manage to find that move. All right, and then e takes d6. Oh, wait, hold on. I played the wrong move from what actually happened in the game. Delete that move. All right, so yeah. D takes E5 is the best move. You don't want to capture on E4 because then they can just pick this off, attacking your queen. All right, so D takes E5. And now it's saying H6 would have been better. So they capture. So that looks like it's the best move. Hold on. They didn't do that. Delete that move. All right, let me get focused here. Let's go back a little bit. All right, so they attack our knight. We go ahead and capture. They capture. And now D takes E5 is the best move. We don't want to capture the E4 pawn because they could capture attacking our queen here and causing problems. So we capture this way. They're saying H6 would have been a little bit better, targeting the knight. So they capture with the queen. All right, and that is an inaccuracy. They should have captured with the pawn. So if they do that, it kind of opens, moves this pawn out of the way so they can line up, castle and line up a rook here possibly. Now I should play H6 in response, driving this knight back. Actually, now it says F6 is better, so let's take a look at that. Oh, that would let this... Oh, man. I don't know about that, because then the knight wouldn't want to jump in there. We could capture with the bishop, and then he has this pawn that's far advanced, but it can be pretty weak. Oh, and we're threatening this check here to trade off queens. Did we miss that? Hold on. Let's see. F takes E5. D takes E5. So now we have that threat of checking on B4, trading off queens. So they capture here. Maybe they did that to avoid a queen trade. And now, let's see. Here it's saying F6 is what we should play. All right, so we played H6, trying to drive this knight back. Okay, so the knight retreated. Now we have the queen and the knight piling up on the E5 pawn. It says that a check here is the best move. Queen to B4 check. I played the second best move, F6, but let's take a look at this. So if we check, they can go ahead and block with the bishop, attacking our queen. And the computer likes that move the best. Then, let's see. We pick this off, threatening to grab the rook over here. And then the queen captures here, and we trade off queens. But black would be ahead in this scenario. Yeah, now it's saying king to F2 would be better. Or Maybe you'd even want a castle. I guess king to f2 might be a little bit better, because if the queen jumps down here and checks you, you can block with your bishop. All right, back to the game. The queen took on d5. We attack the knight. Knight retreats. We protect our e-pawn. And now we have queen to b5 check. So here the best move is what? Queen to d7. So we find the best move. Now queen to e2 is best. All right. So we check. King to f2 is the best move here. Now it actually says bishop to c5 would have been a better move to keep the king stuck in the middle of the board. All right, so we have this bishop move. Computer likes king to f2 better. So now best thing to do is trade off. And here queen captures is what the computer likes best, but they capture this way to avoid the queen trade. So now, let's see. Here, I was trying to figure out what I should play. I just went ahead and castled, but it looks like it would have been better to centralize my queen, attacking this pawn, keeping the king from being able to castle on the king side. But I don't know. They could castle over here. But I could check, I guess. Although they would be able to block with their knight. Yeah, I don't know if I like all that, but let's see. We castle. Computer says that's still good. We're ahead by 2.5 points worth of material. Knight to f3, the best move in the position. You know, maybe they're thinking about jumping down here, and forking. So now b6 is best. Just moving up here, trying to develop this bishop. So instead of that, what did I play? I played queen to f7. I guess trying to protect my king. So it said that was okay, but it actually liked the rook onto the open file. All right. So because this is kind of passive, this defensive queen move, I should have developed that rook. So they castle. Here, queen to e7 is what they recommend. Here I decided to trade off more material. Now they're saying queen to e8 would have been good. All right. So this is an inaccuracy. What is that queen doing here? I guess there is this threat. Well, one, the queen is moving away, so there's not a pin of the knight on the queen. But what about this move? Attacking. I don't think that works yet. Well, yeah, I guess it does. Attacking here, forking the queen and the bishop, and you can't capture or the rook will get your queen. So I capture here. It looks like it would have been better to attack the queen with queen to d7. Rook captures is the best move. So now rook at a to d8. looks like that is best. What did we play? We played rook at f to d8. So they're tied. Both of those moves are pretty good. They like this move better because now the queen, if I move the rook on the A file, maybe the queen could harass this pawn, although it would be easy to protect it. All right, rook at A to F1 is what was played next. So they wanted to double up here. So now the threat is to capture this pawn. So capture this pawn with the queen. If I capture, then they pick off my queen here and they gain a pawn and break my pawn apart. All right, but computer likes rook at b3 better. Okay, moving on here. Queen to e6 was played, but it looks like it would be better to just move the rook up, maybe get ready to double these rooks. So queen captures here. And now, I thought, well, if I had more time than 30 seconds left on the clock, maybe I would have captured with my queen over here. But even better is rook at d to b8. So that move, then the queen over to c7. And then we capture. Now they're saying we should have gone here because at least if I captured their queen, they have a passed pawn. I don't know. That passed pawn would be easy to target with my rooks and then bring the king up in there to help. So we could take a quick look at that. If that is played, well, then we should just go ahead and capture. And then we bring our rooks over here and start targeting this. First we may want to pick this off. Let's see. Well, we do that. They capture, of course. Then we should go after this pawn to keep the material even over here. And then, let's see. Rook at 1 to f2. All right, if they do that, well, now you can trade off a piece. You can go, see, yeah, it would have been better to do the other rook because you can check and then trade off. So if you go here, then what is best here? Rook to b5. Rook to b5, targeting the pawn. Or rook to b4, getting ready to come down here and target. All right, anyway, I don't know. I kind of like this position for black because, well, we have these 4-2 pawn majority. They have this passed pawn, but it's way down the board. We could target it with our rooks, get our king involved. So in the game, if we go back, they captured. I should have chased the queen with the rook move, but instead I make a mistake here, which, I had limited time on the clock. If I had more time, I would have tried to play something more complicated, but I thought, I could trade off material here. I just didn't do it in the right way. So they capture, of course, which is best. I capture. Now I'm targeting this pawn. So I thought, well, now they'll just play a3 and protect that. And it says that's the best move, a3. So I can't. So they keep this pawn majority 2-1. They have an outside passed pawn possibility here, which could give me trouble in the end game. I would have to stay there and try and defend that. All right. So Okay, they did play a3 in the game. All right, well, good on them. So now, rook to d6. So I jump up here to defend this because I thought, oh, they can move over here, start attacking this, and I'm going to have to play defense. But this was an inaccuracy. So, I've mentioned it before. You don't want to make your rooks passive and defensive. You should try and activate them. So it looks like that would have been the best move, to just start moving this rook up the board. Here they should play what? Rook to e1 to go ahead and guard this pawn. Then they could jump up here and try and guard that. All right. Here, well, we could take a quick look at it. Rook to e1. Then we should go up to d2, start targeting this. Then, well, now it's saying the other one would have been better. They would go here to defend this pawn. But, let's see. We could jump up here. It's saying rook to d4 now is best. But, I mean, what if you do this? Now they're going to take, because they don't want both those rooks there. So takes. Now we're attacking this. They can push forward to b4. What do? We keep targeting. Now, what? Rook to a1 is better, getting behind the passed pawn. And then rook to d4. So we target this. Instead of pushing the pawn, because then we can just pick off this other one, they should go back here. What if we do that? So now it's saying that's best. Then they go here. Then what? Now should we do that? If we go there, oh, that would be a mistake, because then they can start pushing. The game would be even there. So that's why these outside, if there's a pawn majority out here like this, that could be a problem in the end game. Even if we pick this off, then they're going to have this passed pawn, and we're going to have to play defense over here, and it looks like the game would be even there. So, I mean, I guess we could demonstrate. So there, capture, a5. We have to make sure that we capture. They capture, and now this pawn is going to start running. So we go here. They push forward. We go to b8. They can go to a7, and we have to go there. And this is not good. So now the king starts marching. So what do? We have to go over here and try and stop this. King up to e3. King up to e7. King to e4. And king to e6. It actually wanted us to go over here. Maybe, because of this, they could check us. Anyway, you get the idea. So that is the problem that could have happened if we allowed that to. Okay, so a3 was played. We made this inaccurate move, but they followed it up with rook to c3. Then here we doubled rooks, but it looks like we should have immediately gone after this. So they double up rooks. That was an inaccuracy. Better would have been h4. So they like that move the best. H4, and then we could play h5 to stop any momentum over here. Or rook to d4, immediately targeting this. But in the game, they double their rooks up. So now the best thing to do is trade one of these rooks off. So we do that. Capture with check. The king is forced to come out. Now we check, forking, and we'll be able to take this. So, and that gets rid of our 2-to-1 majority over here. So king moves up, we capture, and now let's see, rook to c8 check, which is an inaccuracy. All right. Better would have been what? What did they say? h4 would have been the best move. So h4, grabbing space over here. And then we should play, excuse me, h5 to keep their king out of the position. Then a4. And now the computer likes king up to h7. Or we could play f7. Anyway, rook to c8 check happened in the game. King up to f7. Looks like we should have gone into the corner, so we can't be checked. Rook gets behind the passed pawn. And now, let's see. Check. King to g6 would have been better to just start bringing our king up into the board here. Okay, so the king goes back, I guess to protect his pawns. And so here, I capture this pawn, but it looks like I should not have done that. So that was an inaccuracy. Rook to b2 check is what the computer wants. So rook to b2 check. The king should jump up to f3 or g3. Oh, then we could fork. Well, yeah, then they pick this off. That's kind of like what happened in the game. So we have that. King back up to f2. So they're saying we should just go back and forth here. All right. I mean, what then? If we do that, let's say they go up to g3 here, like this. And then now it's saying we should play g5. The only thing I don't like about that is, should the king come forward? Well, then we can just pick these pawns off, so that's not good. So they recommend a4. Now it's saying h3 would have been better. Okay, before I dig too deep into another sideline, I captured an inaccuracy, but black is still ahead by 1 pawn. They capture. So that does kind of eliminate any problems now on the queen side for white. And now it'll probably be easier for them over here. So g5, another inaccuracy. Rook to a7 would have been better, which is surprising. I thought I would want to keep my rook up here where I can harass the king and get in behind the pawns. So let's look at this rook to a7 move. I don't know. It says that's the best. I mean, I guess it would keep you... Oh, it would protect this pawn in the rear, and then you can move your king up into the position, I guess. And then if they went king to f3, now they want you to check or just push up to g5, and then you can move your king up here. All right. Well, let's see. In the game, g5 was played. They pushed here, locking my pawns down, but this is a mistake. Rook to b7. Check would have been better. So if they checked me, well then I should go up to g6 here. They should play h3. Now they're saying g4 is possible, but they recommend h3 here first. So now, in the game, we had g4. Rook to a2 check. So I just start harassing my opponent's king. Rook to e2, attacking the pawn. Oh, it looks like it would have been better to just go here, because now the rook just protects that from the side. All right, so I drop back. They attack. I go after this. That's an inaccuracy. It would have been better to just move away. And then what? Rook to b3. All right, anyway, in the game, king to f2. I attack their pawn. They attack my rook. It looks like it would have been better to go here to g3. I move back, but it's saying I should go all the way over. Let's see. All right. Once they play that, it says rook to d3 is the best move. Okay, but I played that. They moved up king to g2. So here, let's see how it could have gone. Oh, actually, let me delete that because now we're just adding a move to the game. So, I don't know. At this point, when they played that move, what is it showing? Rook to d3. What the heck? We'll just go back and... Well, this is a good point to show. King up to g2. Then what? Rook to d2. King up to g3. King to g6. Now it's saying rook to b6. Well, for them. To protect their king. Rook to e2, going after the pawn. Rook to b4. I'm just trying to see if there's a way to get something going here. So h5 captures, king captures. Now h3, rook to e3 check, king to g2, and king up to h4. Ooh. King to f2, attacking, and then we'll be able to pick that off. That's not the best move. Oh, their best move, they should have immediately gone after that, because we're going to capture that anyway. So get rid of that move. So they should have immediately gone after that. We go here. They can go ahead and capture that. But then we go over here. Now they have what here? A check. No. Well, they could try and check that way. So let's see what they show is best. Rook to e6 here. But we can capture. Then, I don't know, we'd have an advantage here. We could try and push for the win. Okay, before the video drags out too long, please like and subscribe. For those that haven't already, feel free to leave comments, suggestions, any requests, if there's anything you'd like to see in future videos. So thank you for watching and have a super chess day.